Alright. I say,
Hello, y'all. It's me.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
I am so sorry for the lack of posts. I had held myself to a standard that I would never let a video hit like a month old and to upload within 4 weeks. But what had happened was my mother had sent me and my sister to this summer camp that had like no devices policy, and I literally ended up like trying to kill myself. They had put me in a 24-hour hold at the hospital, and after that I wasn't really allowed to have my laptop for a bit. I know y'all are looking at your screens like, what the fuck is this Wattpad ass excuse? But it's tough out here, y'all. This late uploading stuff will never happen again, by the way. And if y'all run this up to a record-breaking 2 likes, then you might get a double upload in a week, of course. Let's get it poppin'.
Good morning, USA.
Here comes our first rival, Asu Rito, president of the sports club, a fun-loving girl who loves exercising and hanging out with her friends, you know, crushing on guys, etc. This is the concept that I drew for her. Yeah, I really didn't have any ideas for this bitch. I spent like several weeks trying to come up with an idea for her, but all of them just included revamping her entire character because I still wanted to make her the same, but just not forgettable because show of hands, who remembered this hoe?
Alright, let's move on.
Now, if you know me, you know I am an avid Sims 2 player, so I was looking through some old files of mine and found this gorgeous hairstyle, and I was like, oh yeah, this is it. So this is the actual concept that I drew for Asu. I was gonna draw the outfit, but I suddenly developed cerebral palsy, so I couldn't draw it. Although I didn't change much, I started off by taking those dumbass goggles off her head because why are you wearing those while you're not swimming? Her personality to me would give off a very encouraging leader who cheers up her classmates. It's pretty goofy with her friends, but also a little bit of a sensitive chick when it comes to thinking if senpai might not be able to, you know, like her because of her build. As you know, the beauty standard in Japan is a slim, pale-skinned, well-mannered, and quiet female, and Asu goes against some of those standards. I thought putting a jacket around her waist would be redundant, to say the least, as I already did that with Osana, so she just keeps her Beatrix Kiddo looking ass tracksuit in her locker, I guess. I drew her puffing her chest out as like a little confident pose while she's running and encouraging her classmates to keep running and that they're almost to the finish line. That'd be such a cool concept. And then Ayano fucking murders one of them, and then Asu counts the team, she's like, we're missing one. I decided to put her in some sneakers instead of her uobakis while I was looking her up, and I accidentally came across like Aoi Asahina from Danganronpa, so I decided to add that little red thing from Aoi's leg onto Asu. If it's a brace, to which I thought it might be, then it shows just like how Aoi's working hard. Wait, Asu, what? It just shows how hard, like, Asu has been working and stuff. I drew her nervously asking senpai to go for a jog, and I also drew the aftermath of her being drowned in a pool. I tried switching up the way I render and shade characters now as far as skin, by the way, so I hope you guys like that. It was really interesting shading someone underwater because I don't think I've ever done that before, and you know my stubborn ass did not use a reference. Also, just want to say that because I didn't use a reference, my fucking stubborn ass, she ended up being less muscular than I intended, so I apologize. All my muscular women are beautiful, so I hope you like my design.
We all got something in common. We all retarded. We all retarded, we all crazy.
Now for our next chick, Osoro. This is the concept that I drew for her. And as soon as I found out that she was a delinquent, I immediately thought of this one shitty screenshot I had of one of those Japanese games where a blonde girl was a delinquent and she had this mask, a long skirt, long sleeves, and this bat in her end, and I was like, oh yeah, that's it right there. So while I was on the internet sketching her, I looked at female delinquents and their fashion on the internet, and I found pictures of these chicks with studded belts and bracelets, fingerless gloves, and even like a cute little Japanese writing on the back of their sailor uniforms, and I was like, oh yeah, that's it right there. You're gonna hear that a lot this video. Because her design is already a lot, I decided to remove her jacket and give it back to her in the form of the torn off texture on the bottom of her skirt, because she's been in so many beefs and brawls and shit. The red uniform part of her tie as well is a little burnt. The writing on the back of her shit just says gangster. I almost forgot to put it on back at the end. And although the cuts and scars in the original gave her quite the character, I thought it was a little silly to only have some parts of her bandaged up and not have the rest wrapped up as well. So I decided to minimize it to just one bandage around her left hand. And I know you noticed, so let me just tell you this right now. I did draw her the scar in her eyes in the original sketch, but I couldn't put it on her here because she just kept looking like a clown. I did not need to have that. Also, I'm just realizing as I'm looking at this design and writing the script that her chain has XXX on it and I didn't even mean to. Damn it, missed out on the chance to do that with Mita. Ugh, anyways, I drew her being mean to Senpai, but also being flustered by him. Something told me in my mind that she'd also gonna be an indestructible rival, and she'd have like fucking spidey senses like fucking Riberu. So I gave her some fucking Fiji water for broke bitches, and I added some little poison next to it. And that would be the main method for murdering her ass. I forgot to explain this as well, but I gave her penny loafers instead of the uobakis I gave everyone else. It's kind of fitting. I just think Asu threw me off, and at the end I even decided to add her little scarf back onto her shoulder, so maybe she does keep it out in the open, but she's gorgeous nonetheless.
Anna? Fuck this silent treatment shit! Oh, fuck it so much!
Our last bad bitch will be Info-chan. This is the concept that I drew for her. This Sims 2 hairstyle I downloaded reminds me a lot of her reminiscent red pixie, so I was like, that's hot, and then I did it, so ciao. I do not know why, but Info-chan's arms being uncovered makes me uneasy. Like, I just feel like a mysterious person would be covered, if not head to toe. So because she's not an actual student, I wanted to give her like a look like she's from the same school, but somewhat a little bit of. I gave her a red hoodie over top of her uniform and black socks underneath her uobakis, paired with some black stockings as well. And also, like, my apologies for how stiff the pose is, but I don't think she's one for more expressive movements anyway, seeing the original is just her looking at some girl's booty on her phone. Like, bitch, are you about me? I drew a picture of her, like, bigger, like, right next to her, of her, like, looking back, and she just has her glasses off. And I headcanon that she takes them off occasionally because they hurt the sides of her head and give her migraines. I mean, like, staring at a computer screen all day couldn't be healthy, you know what I mean? Hope y'all like my cell shading by Lil Wayne. Ciao.
You suck!
Additional sketches time! So I started off by drawing Asu in a dress, being self-conscious about her like muscular slash boxy type body, wondering if Senpai will be attracted to her. Spoiler, he will. At first I wasn't quite sure what to draw for her, but I kind of locked in, so thank God. This next one I also struggled finding an idea for, but eventually I just decided on Osoro cussing a bitch out for trying to steal her man, and I even put her little introduction line up here. Girls like, you really get on my nerves. I feel like she'd be similar to Ayano in the sense that they both get defensive over their mans. And for this last one, I drew Info-chan Snapchatting Ayano at 3 AM with a Giga Chad selfie talking about some you up. The idea came from the line where she said in the game, when you view your senpai in the student's chart, she's just like, I'm not sure what you see in him. Like, bitch, you know your ass does not like men. Oh, and by the way, let me know if y'all would answer a you up text from Info-chan at like 1 in the morning, because I really want to know your answer. Oh my god, it's finally over. Thank you guys so much for watching. I promise you guys that more videos are on the way and you won't have to worry about going thirsty over more videos, and I might even have a little collab on the way, so stay excited. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, stream period. Bye bye.